All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out here so everybody join in. 1 second, please. Let's see. And let's see here. Live. And let's see. Stocks. Trading. Trading. Success. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, let me get this tweeted out here. 1 sec. So here. Whoops. Here. There. Today is the 19th, so we're good there. And let's see, so we're also live here. There. Here. Let's see, there. All right, cool. And let's see, post that there. All right, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And what a day today, right? So happy Friday, everybody. It's OPEX day, and it definitely feels like it. Maybe we'll get a little more shenanigans going into the close here today. But we're definitely seeing some choppy, sloppy price action. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, looking forward to going over a couple of the names here that have been moving here today. A couple of the setups that we saw, a couple of the trades that we took and pointed out in the group today. We'll go through all those. But before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. And so good stuff there. Guys, like I said, everything's for educational purposes only, not investment advice. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to run through and take a look at the names that have been moving for us here today, and some of the names that we were thinking we were going to move, some of the names that are chopping right now, and just kind of go through that, go through some sectors, see what was active this morning. And it was Friday, so it's kind of a choppy morning. We'll go through all those, and then if you guys want me to take a look at anything at the end, if there's any time, we usually have to go like about 30 minutes on these. And then feel free to put in chart requests, or if you have any ideas or questions, happy to take a look at those too. So in the chat box. So good stuff there. So let's get started. All right. So SPX, guys, about 6 points here today. So just kind of zone in here. The reason I started the monthly chart, right, is we like to look at what the macro trend is, and the monthly chart can really give us a lot of great clues on that, especially on these candles, right? And so a couple months ago, back in September, we had the bearish engulfing candle, right? It was looking a little bit ominous, right? That this was maybe the highs would be in, that we'd be kind of getting to this larger pullback, right? Because we have been really extremely extended here, or really just a huge, enormous push with no real pullback since the Corona crash, right? And it's funny, you look at this, it's all based on, here they're talking about 80% of the companies have had great earnings, beat on expectations, et cetera, et cetera. Now, granted, the expectations are all based on whatever the analyst expectations are, and those expectations may be low, so the bar could be really low, and they beat it, and it's still, everything looks awesome, right, and all that stuff. I mean, there's a narrative out there right now that you have the inflation is, definitely a concern, and supply chain is definitely a concern. And some companies are saying they have issues with it. Some say they don't. But there's definitely a big tone on that here. So we'll see how much that ends up playing in. But right now, so far this quarter, right, things are actually have been looking pretty strong here going into earnings. So it's like so. Oh man, inhaled that water by mistake. 'Cause my breathing is getting so strong. And anyway, so that being said, So it's hard to deny, right? It's hard to deny that say that hey, this market has been really strong right here, but it's also hard to say that wow, this has been like a really big economic collapse, right? If all the companies on the S&P 500 are doing well, and even the IWM and the small caps all are doing well, it's like what economic issues is everybody talking about here? So they deliberately raised inflation as an intention, but they did it anyway just by the continual printing of money. And so now it's really just about managing what they're doing, right? So now, granted, a lot of the work that they did, helped, companies, buying their bonds back at, really, really cheap rates, and the Fed buying bonds and all that stuff. Just kind of it keeps propelling things. So the real question is, when is this market going to hit ahead? My guess is 5,000, right? We're already at 4,700 right here. We've been talking about 5,000 for a while, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, monthly chart still green. Let's take the weekly chart. So again, pretty important stuff right here. We got really tight up in this range right here. The market's been kind of triangulating here over the last couple weeks. We've got this we got this inside week here, and we'll see if we can break it to the upside and continue to move. We're riding the upper Bollinger Bands. The only concern here is that we're back to overbought here on the RSI and over the upper Bollinger Band. Right, a lot of times that does lead to a pullback. Here we had this pullback right here. We were overbought. We weren't quite over the upper Bollinger Band. Here we were. We did get a pullback in the next couple weeks, and then of course they bought the dip. Right, so we'll see. We're not really breaking out here with any sort of authority on this weekly chart. We may finish the week green, but again, it's OPEX day, so which means option expiration. So we'll see what we have in store going in here for the afternoon. Yesterday was an interesting day, right? We came off of we've had a couple big moves off of inside days recently. We had this inside day down, inside day up, and then we had this inside day, outside day right here, which oftentimes leads to a momentum move. But keep in mind, guys, next week is Thanksgiving, right? So it's also Fed minutes day on Wednesday, so we might see a little bit of increased volatility in that area. But those are kind of things that are on the radar right now. I mean, we're just like a hop, skip, and a jump here. I mean, really just a little hop to all-time high. So it's amazing to see him really not pushing it here. But like I said, a lot of traders might be kind of stepping away here with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, and we might just kind of see that that holiday chop. So we'll see how it goes here today. We're definitely feeling it here intraday, that's for sure. We look at our wave count. We've got this ABC down here, wave C, wave 2, and then here it looks like we got a wave 1 up, wave 2 down. But this last move up right here at this point just doesn't really feel like a wave 3, right? It's really, really choppy. It doesn't feel that impulsive, and we haven't hit all-time highs yet. So there is the possibility, since we haven't taken all these levels, that the whole wave, the whole move up here is done. We've got a 1, 2. Well, this actually can't be a 1, 2 right now anymore because we took out this high. So again, tricky stuff, right? So if anything, it could be some sort of expanding flat, but to me, I think we're going to do okay here, but let's just see what type of action we get going into next week. But we've had some big moves on a lot of big names here recently. Apple has been big. Apple's still moving here. It's up over 160. Amazon's been big, working its way to our harmonic target. Somebody asked me today in Twitter today if it's like, well, if it's going up, why are you short this morning? It's like, well, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's almost reached our target, right? If we get a short setup on it, we may as well take it, especially intraday. So anyway, so sometimes it's like on Twitter, it's like it's just because the chart, I'm not expecting the harmonic to break out any farther, right? Once it reaches its target, right, it starts to get kind of bearish in this area. But anyway, but pretty cool stuff. So we'll see how that goes on SPX here. If to see if it gaps up on Monday, right, to kind of confirm the bullish move, or if we just continue to chop into next week, and then if that's the case, then maybe this is just sort of like one big triangle, right? Now that is possible, right? Now, if we don't break out over all-time highs over the next like week or so, we may actually be in a triangle right here, type move, so A, B, C, D, E, and then go, right? That type of thing. So here's like the triangle potential, right? So we could see that, right? This has got a little bit nasty in here. It's still, but it would be an ABC move, A, B, C, expanded flat type look to it. So within the triangle. So that's a possibility too. But lots of different possibilities. But that might actually be pretty good if we think about it going into Thanksgiving. And then we just have this epic push up right here, which means that this isn't wave 4. That wave 4 would actually be a triangle, right? Because triangles can be wave Bs or be triangles. And at that point, wow, well, that would be epic. Wave 5 would be a pretty big move, right? Because that would be a measured move up from this last crazy, insane move that we got up here, right? So that type of thing. So pretty cool stuff there. So that's the SPX. It's kind of what we've been looking at here. Let's take a look at the futures. Let's take a glance into the futures and see what we got going on here this today and this afternoon. So again, not too hard to see that we've been just going back and forth here all day. Just mostly just kind of grindy action here into the open. Just look at how blah this is right here. We got a little bit of a breakout-ish type move right here, and then we tagged all-time highs finally. So we got that here. We didn't get there. We got there on the S&P futures. We didn't get there on the SPX yet, and we haven't gotten there on SPY yet. It looks like so. In fact, did I look at SPY yet? I think I skipped over SPY. Let's take a look at SPY and just see if we got there. Doesn't look like it. I mean, after hours doesn't count. So let's see. Yeah, we got fresh highs. We do have all-time highs on SPY, and we have all-time highs on the S&P futures. We just don't have it on the actual market itself. These are both, futures and derivatives, right? So it's no good there. But if SPX does get there, then we'll be like, yub nub. We'll have the Ewoks going at it. Recession will be over finally. So, so anyway, so good stuff there. So yeah, so that's the SPY volume today. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. So SPY over gamma here. Just again, just very very little volume here today. You can see these hourly charts. Look at that. So we got a little bit of time here to get left in the day. We got about 3 hours left, and the volume could push at the end of the day for like some OPEX shenanigans type things. But generally, it's been a very very challenging day on SPX. Not a lot of really great setup. So this is a couple quick moves, but that's about it. So again, choppy, leaning bullish right here, but anything could happen, guys. We've been seeing a lot of fast action here the last couple days. To kind of put it in perspective, yesterday I had this huge flush at the open. It was really looking like we were going to see a bigger wave 2 down, and then they did the V reversal just to invalidate all bearish counts, and a huge impulsive move, almost as fast as a down move. And then overnight we had this crazy move right here. We got a little bit of a V reversal, and you can see we're not doing quite as much of a move right here. But if you kind of look at it symmetrically, if we can get up over the pre-market highs, this thing would kind of do its thing. So we got that going on there, and then also the S&P, again, just really choppy, grindy, nasty action here on the ES. You can put another geometric line here and see how that holds going into the end of the day. You can put another geometric line here. Right, you put another one here, and those kind of give us some good geometric lines to look at the end of the day, and it gives us that Barracuda type look to it. So, so we've got that going on. MES, of course, same thing, right? So, actually looking kind of rising wedge-ish here with an overshoot or a throw over. That type of ending diagonal throw over, pretty interesting stuff there too. Or we'll see how it goes. See how this wedge looks here goes into the afternoon. So anyway, a big flush down here today might actually kind of confirm some more downside. So we'll see how that goes. Good stuff there. Let's stay with the Qs and see how they're doing here. So tech is also kind of grindy right here, but we've had some nice names, and we did break out this morning through the geometric line that we provide in the bubble report each morning to our each market morning for our members. And this is one of our favorite pre-market setups. Anytime you kind of get this nice geometric line right here, and then you start to see some volume in the open, a lot of times you get some good pops off of those. So those make nice moves as well. If we look at it just in general here on the daily chart, looking okay, right? So we got fresh all-time highs in the Qs. Green candle is what it is, right? So it's a pretty decent movement there. And let's take a look at the IWM. So the IWM has had some relative weakness here recently, right? We're under the ADMA. There are gaps below, and the 50-day moving average has not been tested. It is kind of rallying back. It gave a nice little whoops reversal back into the range here today. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes over the next couple days. I'd like to see it get strong and kind of hold back above the ADMA again, but right now it's just looking a little bit blah. XLF, this one has had some relative weakness here recently. Bull flag breakdown, right? So you can see right here we're reached the bottom of the bull flag yesterday, and let's kind of stretch this out a little bit so you can see it activate here. Activate there. Right, so we hit the bottom of the channel yesterday. Now it's trying to get back in range with a bit of a hammer here on the 50-day, and important area for the hold. But if it can't get back in this channel here, watch out as the banks could be a little bit blah. But the dip buy in this one today certainly has helped kind of bolster the market a little bit. VIX. Decent push here this morning when things were looking interesting, and then a big upper shadow there off the 200-day, the zone, and the 50-day, and it's still over the 80-day. So a little bit of caution here going into the weekend and into the end of the day as well. Apple, guys, doing pretty good. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful move. Fresh all-time highs right here, over 160 bucks, and a really nice continued breakout on this one. We've been tracking this one here with our harmonic move recently before earnings, which was a couple weeks ago. And just continue to work its way up. We're getting very closer to the 3.618, which would turn this into a crab pattern, and that would be kind of our short-term limit there on that. So, if I can kind of stretch this out right here and just see. So it's definitely pushing nicely on that. So we'll see how that goes going into the in the next couple days. But this is getting a good move on it. Apple's been getting a good move. We'll take a look at Amazon in a little bit, which has been pretty nice. The intraday price action here on Apple has been pretty epic the last couple days, right? Yesterday we talked about our zone right here. We had a nice breakout here, and once we got that volume, remember we talked about this yesterday, the 87,000 contracts to the 1.7 million on the 1 minute chart, in the 5 minute chart, is 6 million shares traded. On the prior 5 minute candle was still 460,000, right? So it's like 10 times the volume on that. That's important, right? That's a significant move. Today we're not necessarily seeing that much volume, right? We got 2 point something million here on this crazy candle right there, and then everything else is just kind of doing its thing, as it grinds its way back up to highs, right? So just a couple little pops right here for some moves, and let's see if we can continue to go. But again, if you're trailing up here, definitely keep on trailing stops up on this one. Again, wild stuff here today, guys. The open was pretty monstrous, right? We went through a lot of different charts this morning. Our favorite one was Boeing. So Boeing was a nice flush this morning. Amazon with a reversal this morning. So we had a couple good trades, a couple good ideas out there. It's just been kind of a wild day today. And of course, you got that Friday. Theta is really affecting any momentum moves, right? So the momentum moves really got to go. Otherwise, it's pretty risky there. So give me 1 second, guys. I just want to load up this video here before I forget. There. Not that we would forget, just so I don't have to do it later. Is really what I mean. So let's see. So we get this here. That's the issue with that. Got it. Zoom sometimes does some funny things with this stuff. Give me 1 second here, guys. There. The new Zoom update is not allowing me to. That's annoying. Convert my Zoom files. Lovely. Zoom, and now I got to deal with their customer service. I'll deal with that later. Okay, cool. So Apple's actually pushing right here, guys. Let's take a look and see. So Apple, let's see if we can get a little bit of volume coming in. Let's take a look and see. There it goes. Pushing through the highs. It's kind of running. Not super duper momentum right here. Again, I wouldn't chase right now. This consolidation was kind of the big one right here, and then the breakout through this geometric line right here with volume was kind of the way to go. So again, just keep trailing on this one. Keep raising your stops on these candles, and kind of see where we go from there. Zoom asked me to update this morning. Now that the update won't convert their files into videos. It's beautiful. Okay. I'll deal with that in a little bit. Okay, so that's Apple. Let's take a look at Tesla. Again, Apple's still pretty strong right here. Again, pushing in just a little bit, but just probably at this point now, shares only. I wouldn't mess with any options on this one right now. Wow, Tesla, guys, is getting really tight here going into the afternoon. Just tight geometric range, no matter how you look at it. Slice it and dice it. Look for any sort of volume here into the close for a move on Tesla. So we'll see how that goes here today on Tesla. So let's take a look at the daily chart here on Tesla and just kind of see what it's doing. Looks like we've got a double inside day on Tesla. Wow, that's going to be interesting going into to next week. That type of contraction expansion is one that a name like this could really get going. The last double inside day we had was not a huge mover. We didn't really gap below it though. We just had a little bit of a move, and then we got the magic reversal off of it right there. So again, Tesla's a rare one to get a double inside day. So we'll see what ends up closing today. It may not actually finish with a double inside day. If it does, look for a gap up or down below that range. And if that is the case, things could get really directional going into next week. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on as well. For sure, and then but obviously really tight range here today. But look at those geometric lines, see if it gives you any breakout one way or the other, and kind of gets ready to get moving. So good stuff there. So let's take a look at Roku. All right, so Roku, guys, this is Kathy Wood's been buying this one. She bought it the other day on the big red day. 2 days ago, and just kind of loaded up on it. It just was nasty, and then they've been continuing to push this one down as she adds positions to it, right? So it's been really rough, guys. There is a chance that maybe Monday, today is looking a little bit blah, is an inside day, but if we break out, if it turns into an inside day today, and we get a nice green candle on Monday for option expiration, because you got to think everybody's short here, through OPEX day. But once that comes off, once we get into Monday, right, we're going to be into fresh gamma territory, right? And so what that means is that if things get bullish on Roku on Monday and we get a good strong green candle and we start to see calls start to pick up on it, we might see a short-term trade if it doesn't do it already on Monday. We might see a trade up to the ADMA and possibly up to the gap. Which is right up here. So I would look at in that maybe the 265 call spreads going into Monday or on Monday if we get a good day, right? So that's one of the things we look at to start the month, right? We really want to see what type of option activity we get with all the fresh gamma that's out there, right? What type of fresh gamma we get. So that's one of the names to keep on the radar. The other name that we definitely have been keeping on the radar, similarly thinking about, is Zoom, right? And so Zoom has just gotten beaten up a lot, right? And after its last earnings report, right? So, and it never really made a true attack into the gap. It gave a little bit of a temp here. This is kind of sloppy price action, really, really low volume. But now we got earnings coming up again, and this is going to be when are the earnings on this one? Is it Monday? Oops. Monday, Monday after the close, right? So that could be a big deal here for Zoom. We definitely want to see. I would pay close attention to the next week's options on Zoom to see what they're up to going into earnings. That could give a pretty good clue of where they want to push this thing, right? So if we have a huge amount of call activity on Monday, it may actually. I'm not saying we're trying to predict earnings, but it may actually try to push up there after its earnings period. So keep an eye on Zoom here too. Again, we've been tracking it over the last couple options periods, and it just hasn't even made even close to an attack into its last earnings gap, right? So I mean it's not as obvious as the Piton gap down, but it has been doing its thing. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, guys, up to 330 here today. Lots of levels on this one, and it's been pretty epic. We did have a nice pennant breakout here after earnings, and today it's just kind of pushing over its highs. Hasn't been super duper easy, but we did get a dip buy on this one here today, right back to our signal zone. Right, we kind of had this essentially this wave one up, ABC wave two back to here, right to our zone, and then it launched up nicely there. So NVIDIA's been pretty good. AMD similarly has been very strong recently. So let's take a look at that. AMD I think is actually perking up right now. We kind of have this inverted head and shoulders right now that it's basically kind of breaking out through the neckline on this, holding its own. So we can see it's over the pre-market highs. The volume is. Okay. Friday's such a tough name to trade in the afternoon unless things start to get hyped up. I would wait at this point now until after 3 o'clock to look for any sort of new positions for an intraday basis. But see what kind of volume comes in on this one here. If you do get some big volume here out of this breakout area, it could be interesting. So we got that going on AMD. Daily chart on this one has been pretty monstrous here as well. So just a big pullback right here, a couple green candles, and then ended up working its way up. Lots of volume came in this whole area. This is a huge volume day, pullback right here, and then they just bought the dip again. So AMD's been pretty epic and still looking pretty strong here today. Apple is still moving. Apple's still ticking here, guys. Moved up, I think, another 15-20 cents since we mentioned it here. Yeah, good breakout here on the 15-minute chart, and then you can see here just continue to go. So again, just keep trailing this thing as it goes. Right, nice geometric breakout right here, and still going. Volume's not amazing, but it's moving. Man, all these stocks that just did stock splits. We need to get more stock splits. Let's just do a stock split like every quarter. We'll just keep buying the dip. It's gonna make everybody at these companies a trillionaire. Tesla's starting to move on. Let's see what we can say. Oh, Tesla, guys, broke out through the geometric line. Look at that. Very, very nice move. Let's see here. Wow, that did it right there. Kunal Alcid. Let's see what's going on with Alcid. Keep an eye on Tesla here, guys. Big move on that one. Yeah, it moved earlier. I think it was on. I had some good option activity on it, right? So like on Nigerian earlier. It's a pretty cool move on that one. So huge breakout. That's exactly what I was looking for on Tesla, guys. That was a complete momentum move. Very, very difficult to catch. Right? I mean, we weren't even close to being. I mean, here, if you were tracking it on the 1 minute chart, look at that volume. Boom. And then that the range of this candle right here, right, 6 points. So wow, I wasn't expecting it to go that fast, but when it moves, right? So good stuff there. If you're tracking it, nice momentum move through this level right here. Now it's gone, and it's gone. So good stuff. But beautiful, beautiful breakout on Tesla right there. Caught here on Share, and then Apple Dapple, exactly. So caught right here on YouTube and Share Vision live. I love it. So good stuff there. All right, so no more double inside day on Tesla. I guess they heard us talking about it. We don't want to get. Nice, great, Nino. Nice. We got some members who jumped in there. That was a good job. Woohoo! Fast moves, right? But it is what it is. A Friday. Again, you get those type of spikes on a Friday, right? They can really be fun on those type of Friday lottos. So good stuff there. Good. Great. Yeah, great job. To the moon. Awesome. Beautiful stuff. So nice there on Tesla. Some good stuff there. Zoom we looked at, Nvidia we looked at, AMD we looked at. Now we got to take a look at Amazonia. So let's take a look at Amazon here. Okay, guys. Reed, do you see that on Amazon? Whoa. Is that a shooting star candle that I'm seeing? We've been talking about this, guys, all day today. See if we get a shooting star on Amazon. Because we're finishing up, right? We're finishing up this. I still love right? We're finishing up this harmonic right now. Just because it's a harmonic, we got the 1.618 here. Does it mean I drew it perfectly, computerized accurate? No, I mean I kind of estimated it, right? It was pretty good, but we're really, really close to it. The other thing that's interesting is the fact that we had this really, really nice push here the couple other days, and almost to all-time highs. So a rejection of that level right here. This actually could be, if we, I would say, I've been talking about it the last couple of days. If we get a red shooting star candle right here, I would look to potentially look for like the 3650 debit spreads. I mean, the 3600 debit spreads would have the best risk reward. The 3650s are a little more likely. That's basically saying we'd get into 50% of the range of this breakout candle on this pullback. The move, right, is the 382, right? The harmonic move is you go to the bottom of the CD harmonic right here, and you go to the top of it right here, wherever it stopped, and then you would look to get to the 382, right? So 3550s are what what the harmonic would be estimating, but that could take a while. 3650s are good. 3600s might be interesting. I'll have to look at the some of the option chains going into tomorrow to see which one has the best, makes the most sense. But keep an eye on this one, guys. If we get a red candle on Amazon like this one here today, could be real nice. And a great rejection of our level. I pointed this out today, guys, that once you kind of get to these areas right here, right, you start to get a little bit sketchy, right? So we shorted this here this morning, gave a nice move, and then it got all the way back up here as well, and then now bearish again, right? So we're kind of back at these levels right here. But those 3,700 put spreads that we pointed out this morning were pretty epic. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that here today. So that's definitely another one to keep an eye on too. But anyway, guys, this is all the stuff that we look at throughout the day in our group, so in the Discord, and always really, really fun stuff. So let me run through a few more names, and I want to show you Chatter Quant again today, and we'll take a look at that here too. And let's see here. Okay, so we got Amazon right here. Let's take a look at Boeing. So Boeing was just nasty today, guys. We pointed this out as a short idea today, and really, really nice move. Again, the complete rejection of the 200-day moving average, the whole failed breakout. Anybody who was long this one was trying to hodl, right? Just got crushed, right? And so they had to dump it. News on this one today had to do with the Dreamliner getting delayed again. So we like this short here today, early, and then it just kept on going. Just a beautiful, beautiful move on that. So nice move on Boeing there today. I want to go over two more sectors. I want to show you guys a sector. This is another one that we pointed out in our Discord. The XOP and the XLE, right? So, guys, both of these have been very weak recently. We expected on this increased volume breakdown under the ADMA a doji sandwich down. Nice pause day yesterday to get to the 50-day moving average, possibly the cloud. So the XOP was very nice on there, and the XLE was also weak as well. I tweeted this out recently that hey, we got this big, kind of this big base drop zone right here. We came right back into this resistance, aka supply or whatever you want to call it, and the Tesla's still moving here. I think a little bit. This nice resistance area right here, and gave us some good opportunities. So what we did 2 days ago is we drilled in and found our favorite, one of our favorite names to trade is Oxy. So anytime you see oil, energy, right, this is a great one. It's not super duper expensive, and it gives great option values and moves. So this was a short idea we had the other day that ended up being pretty epic here too. So I think over almost a 200% gain on that one. So very, very nice too. So that said, that ended up working well as a nice swing idea. So good stuff there. So I know exactly. So oh my god, yep, exactly. I'm loving it. Da, 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 da. It's all good. Cool. So anyway, so that was Oxy. I just wanted to show you guys that. Definitely we've been checking these energy names and these oil names recently. Of course, the more oil goes down, the better, right? That lowers gas prices, and then who needs an electric vehicle until then? Anyway, guys, so good stuff there. I want to review one more here. This is one that we looked at again here with our friends. Here, here, and let's see here. Load this up here. Okay, with our friends at ChatterQuant. So, guys, ChatterQuant, we've been talking about this one a lot recently. This has just been really keying us into some nice trades. Again, guys, you can get the discount to them. You've got a link in the description right here on my Twitter page to capitalize on whatever their current discounts are on that. But what I want to show here is PayPal had some usual option activity, and then also I haven't even looked at a Zack Attack one, or the TIVC. Let's see what that looks like here. TIV. Oops, my pen is running out of ink here. The TIVC. So let's take a look at those here real quick, and we'll wrap up. So let's take a look. Pfizer, guys, has just been a really, really epic mover. I call it like Pfizer on fire, right? So this gave us a nice final push here this morning to get to fresh highs, to fresh all-time highs, and then this one gave a shooting star here going into today. But a nice move at the open to kind of finish off the this move here, thanks to ChatterQuant, right? Really helping us out. And a member in our group too also pointed this out. So when you get that type of confluence, it's really, really nice stuff. And the other one that is the let's take a look here, the TIVC. Let's see, this is a Zack Attack one. Like I said, guys, that's a fellow I don't follow on Twitter, because of our streams really don't align. But TIVC, let's take a look. This is a guy who likes to pump and pump stuff and get things going. So he like Chris said the other day, he's got the strength to move names like this, the following to move names like this. A couple 100,000 followers and all that stuff. So if you can get in when it makes sense, right? This guy can possibly push stuff, but. Again, I would just be careful with all these names, guys. This is kind of like a penny name. It's also a health name, right? So really kind of risky stuff there. And I guess a recent IPO. So it is not a horrible idea. It is holding these recent lows right here. So as long as it holds those IPO lows, it does have a chance to work its way up. But if it continues to work its way down, I'd just be really, really careful with that. So anyway, one to keep an eye on. So good stuff, guys. It was another fun lunchtime show. We really enjoyed it. I am really excited, guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. Well, we'll see you at the market wrap today, but be sure to tune in tomorrow for. I'm going to post the podcast interview with Trading Composure on trading psychology. We've been having a lot of fun talking about trading emotions, trading psychology this week, and we're going to wrap it up on Sunday with, or wrap it up or kick it off again for next week with Paul on the Elliott Wave Show on Sunday about the psychology of Elliott Waves. So I think you guys will enjoy that too. So stay tuned this weekend for some great posts on Twitter. Be sure to follow the links here too. If you guys are just joining us on YouTube, check out the discount for ChatterQuant there. Check out our group in Discord. There's links there too, and check out our Twitter stream as well. So anyway, guys, I hope everybody's a great afternoon. Back into the Discord. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Till then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.